start now. A very good morning to everyone. I'm very glad to see all of you safe and healthy. We, the Lakshians from Bhumi, are here to kick off our fundraising event for this year with YogaGo. So, which will be an extremely refreshing and rejuvenating 3-day online workshop that highlights various goodness and benefits of practicing yoga. So Lakshya has a project has its main focus on the overall growth and development of adolescent children by mentoring them and helping them to develop various life skills and social skills. This in turn will help them to realize the true potential and transform them into a versatile and well-rounded individual. That being said, today we have Dr. Sridhar, Mr. Vaisakh Sabu, and Dr. Kavitha Mohan joining us to discuss the most frequently asked questions about yoga. Our three speakers will also be leading a very highly informative yet fun-filled session on 19th, 20th, and 21st of this month. Dear viewers, do not forget to check out these refreshing sessions. Also, all the funds raised through this workshop will go towards buying sanitation kits for the kids in the shelter homes. Before we go further, a few words about our speakers. Along with us, we have Dr. D.V. Sridhar, who is the founder and director of Yoga Rakshanam, a yoga education center in Chennai, which is a member of the Yoga Certification Technical Committee formed by the Department of the Ayush Government of India and is currently working on providing yoga as a therapy. He also provides teacher training courses for special educators and visually handicapped people. We are extremely delighted to have you with us, sir.
Joining us today in the discussion is Dr. Kavitha Mohan, the founder and director of Arm Yoga. She's also the founder of Total Yoga, a type of aerial yoga that can be used to combat depression and anxiety. Having a life's vision and motto as anybody can breathe, therefore anybody can practice yoga. Dr. Kavitha is with us here today to enlighten us about the benefits of practicing yoga. Honored to share the space with you, ma'am.
And next we have to welcome our third speaker, Mr. Vaisakh Sabu, who is a content creator on YouTube and has volunteer and he's a volunteer at Isha Foundation. So while pursuing his MPhil in clinical psychology, he realized that his calling in life was different and went on to start his own career on YouTube. By sharing his own struggles with depression, Mr. Vaisakh helps people to overcome their own struggles and get on this journey with him. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So we are extremely honored to have you all with us here today, and it's always a delight to be in the midst of such esteemed guests. So let's move on to the discussion. We have a few questions from our yoga enthusiasts out there that they have been searching answers for. So, and we will be grateful if you could shed light on some of these. So we all three would be asking those questions from you if it's okay with you, and would you be able to answer those for us right now?
Yeah,
everyone?
Definitely.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So can we move on with the questions?
Okay. Yes.
Sridhar, sir? I think Sridhar sir is having some issue. I'm not sure. Can you please check?
Do we have his contact number so that we can call his check?
Yes.
I don't know. Charlene.
Kavitha ma'am has also left.
Okay, we'll start with the questions for now, and then we'll...
Okay, can you also make sure to contact Kavitha ma'am? I'm
Okay.
sorry, sir. We
This
didn't expect.
happens.
We,
This
we
is
didn't
Zoom, right?
expect this.
No, this is like normal. No?
Sorry, sir.
No issues. This is like every time it happens. We should be used to this new
Sorry,
world of Zoom.
something wrong with the net connection. Trying to get
Sir,
into myself. Let me see. Okay, sorry for late.
sir,
I don't know, something wrong with my.
no issues, sir. No issues, sir.
Okay.
It's fine now. It's fine now. Thank you, sir. Sir, we want to ask you a few questions. I mean, ask everyone a few questions because
Yes.
each and every one of you are from different backgrounds. We are sure that everyone have their own views on these questions. So we would ask these. We would like to ask these. So the first question is, how is yoga different from other kinds of fitness measures? This is the basic question that everyone has.
Yeah.
So what are the extra benefits? Can Vaisakh sir, can you start off first?
Oh, sure. Thank you for asking me the first question. So I think yoga as a fitness, I think fitness is just one of the side benefits of yoga. It is actually meant for the ultimate thing. So when you go for such a thing, usually we talk about side effects, but when it comes to fitness, it's kind of like a side benefit. If you're actually doing the right form of yoga, fitness will anyway come. Like when I'm volunteering for the classes, one of the main questions like participants have for the teacher is, can I reduce my weight if I do yoga? Will my belly go? And the teacher answers, it depends. Like what all the kind of activity you're doing, yoga will essentially give you that. If the kind of activity you want to do in the world uh, requires you to be lean, you will become lean. If it requires you to be a little more stout, it will become that. That is, if you're doing the right practice, the practice itself has an intelligence of its own. It is like a living process within you. Like for example, there is this one pilgrimage that we take in our foundation. It's called the Shivanga pilgrimage. So we are initiated into a practice called Shiva Namaskar. That is for 48 days. We are supposed to do a particular practice before morning, and a kind of diet we are supposed to follow. So what happens is all the people doing this, they become like super lean. People will be like, mom is like, are you ill? People are like, do you have some sugar problem or something? That is what they ask. But inside we are super happy. So why this require like 90% become lean? So why this happens is at the end, that is the pilgrimage is like climbing a mountain. Like it's 7 hills we have to climb, and it's like people who are regular into trekking also, it will take like 3 hours of solid trekking to reach the top. So essentially, to do that kind of activity, we need that kind of body. So when we do the practice, which is geared towards that, essentially our body becomes lean. But once that pilgrimage is over, we again return back to the normal state. So it goes like that. So I think that is what my personal experience has been, and I feel fitness will just come. It is something that takes you to the ultimate. So fitness, so anyway, will come. But like we say, even if you get into yoga for the wrong reasons, if you do it right, it will bring you well-being.
So essentially, if anyone wants to come into yoga as a newcomer, they'll relate it to fitness. So, ma'am, would you like to add on something to that?
For me, my kind of yoga routine is totally different. I recently combined with the Western technique as well, which people call aerial yoga, and I personally call it myself as a total yoga. Yoga is like, as what my Guruji said, it connects your mind and your body. See, if you drop a pen down, your body doesn't just go and pick the pen. Your mind commands your body. Your mind gives you command just to bend and pick the pen. So same way, yoga is just not just a fitness routine. It's something that it gives your mind a great power. And through yoga, you can easily achieve certain poses. And these poses gives you a confidence. Asanas gives you a confidence, not just in your physical body, it also see your mental body. And through yoga, we can easily control so many things, and that's how you can achieve our great Prime Minister Abdul Kalam, ex-Prime Minister, who has done yoga earlier. And those people gives you great ideas. So yoga just not only for the body, it gives a great benefit to your mind. That is my point of view. That is why it's totally different from fitness routine. Fitness is totally different. You just lift weight and you hold your breath. Each pose it's like different. And in yoga, you need to let go. So let go is something different. So in a regular basis, you let go your worry, you let go your stress, you let go your ego. So yoga teaches your mental strength. But in fitness, I totally see it's a different way. That is my kind of
Okay,
opinion.
yes, ma'am. That was a brilliant answer. It was essentially everything was a new information to me, actually. Sridhar sir, would you like to add on something else?
Yeah. Good morning to all of you.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Sorry for the delay. I had all connected with my computer.
No worries. No worries.
Okay. Thanks for the opinion of my two colleagues there. I just want to add to what they said. Of course, what they said mostly what is about the subject. When we are talking about asana practice and pranayama. We're not talking about yoga. Yoga as such is a vast subject. We're talking about the physical part of the yoga, which is asana and pranayama. And to me, what distinguishes an asana practice from other form of exercises is in other form of exercises, we are using the body to do the exercise. Whereas in yoga, we are using the asana for the body. The main focus of these exercises not to achieve something in so many seconds, so many calories, etc., etc. The idea is that we want to use this asana to work on the body, to mend the body. What we can say that one, we want to understand our body, and having understood the body, we want to work on the body. And then the idea is that we want to make the body fit. Fit means we talk about make it flexible and make it strong and increase the immune system of the body. So the purpose is not the main focus difference between in exercise and asana. As I said, I want to emphasize that we are using the asana practice for the benefit of the body, not the other way around. That's why, and we say that asana practice is a sarva anga sadhana. That means we work on all parts of the body. Whereas other form of exercise, we say that they are anga banga sadhanas because they are not holistic in nature.
Okay. Okay. I think the next question will be very perfect if I ask it to you, Sridhar sir. So, how much time should we ideally set out for practicing yoga every day? And is there an ideal time of the day to practice yoga?
See, again, the answer is very subjective. And I know that we are talking about people who are common people who have their job, who have their other responsibility. So for me, what we do in our institute that we don't want to give a practice more than half an hour. We find that when they do a half an hour practice, there's a better chance of compliance than otherwise. Let's say half an hour is too little. And if you give 1 hour practice, and I find that people aren't able to find time, and slowly it weans them away from practice. So to me, for a common man, a half an hour practice every day is a good starting point. And as regards to the ideal time of practice, our forefathers felt that the ideal time of practice is early morning. Right now, we are not insisting on that. And for those who are employed, we tell them, please do it in the morning before you go to work, because that is your time. If you ask them to do it in the evening, that it's not your time, and you never know, you get stuck somewhere, there is something else, a TV is there, etc., etc. So we prefer men to do the practice in the morning. And for the housewives, we want them to find a time which is convenient to them. Either after breakfast, when everybody leaves the house, they can do it when they give the breakfast for others, and then they can start doing the practice, or before lunch, or you want to find out some time which will be ideal for them to do it on a regular basis.
Sir, but does doing it in the early morning have its own benefits?
Yes, one, it gets you ready for the day. Okay. The most important thing is that it gets you ready for the day, both physically and mentally. Yes, and gives you energy, and as a good
The more you understand something, the more you want of it. Like most people think yoga makes them crippled, but let's say, while if you do the yoga, if you do your practices regularly, the amount of clarity, the amount of things that you can do, it becomes at a very high level. What someone can do in 5-6 hours, you will be able to do in 1 hour. So maybe you spend a lot of time early morning doing yoga, but the benefits are so immense that while others we see in this world, like everyone are stressed, everyone wants a break, if you regularly take it out. But if you let it accumulate, our mind. So it's like removing the garbage out of your mind and body with your practice. So I feel like everyone should do yoga. It is not practices before 8:30 a.m. or start our practices after 4 p.m. Why this is because there are certain practices like Hatha Yoga, heat is generated in the system. So if we do such and especially if you're a hardcore yogi, there is sometime known as Brahma Muhurtam, which is between 3:40 a.m. and 3:50 a.m. where it's just super conducive. But if that is not possible, then there are Sandhya Kalas, that is before and after sunrise and sunset, or afternoon and so that is how it is geared.
Okay, sir. Dr. Kavitha, along with that, I want just to combine the next question with it, because when we went through your website, we were actually fascinated. Like, how could someone do these stuff? So, so there are so many different styles of yoga. How do I choose the one that is right for me?
There are different, if you're going for a buffet, there are different varieties of food displayed on the buffet menu. So you choose the one which you like. Some people likes pulao, some people likes biryani. These are the different varieties that you can choose. Like power yoga is more like you sweat a lot, and hatha yoga, you hold the pose for a very long time and you concentrate on that pose. And so each one has different meaning. So aerial yoga, it's totally a different style. See, for me, every movement is yoga, but people are like giving different name for exercise. It's like they call high intensity exercise, and some people call it like only cardio, and the other one they call it like animal flow. So each one are coming up with a different style. So what happened here is westernized people have been introducing, they wanted our tradition to be followed. They wanted that holistic way to be followed. So for that, they introduced each one with Raja Yoga, Hatha Yoga. But there are different things. Like there are different varieties. Sorry, I think my call is being 1 second.
No
Yeah, sorry. Am I connected? Different styles where you can choose according to their need. Some people for elderly people, like around 45 to 60, they will have arthritis, so they can't sit down or they can't do certain asanas. For them, we introduced chair yoga, where they will be like they will be ease at to do some sort of asanas. And for people who are very young, they are very energetic. They are you can't make them to focus on yoga. So for them, we can introduce aerial yoga, we can introduce silambam yoga, and we can introduce wheel yoga. For them, it's just that we are pulling them into the holistic method by showing them, making the kid to eat the food by showing some tantrum, like showing some varieties. That is how it is a variety of yoga for me.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, Dr. Sridhar, would you like to add on something?
See, with so many varieties, no, it is not. Kavitha said that like you pick up from the buffet, but unfortunately, it's not available on the same table. It's available in different places, and you can't see them, and then you can pick up. But I believe that when you decide to do some yoga, you will find the teacher automatically.
Yes.
Decide to start, then you will find your teacher automatically. So that desire should come from within, and when that comes, you'll find the teacher. So I don't think that it is possible to taste every system of yoga and then choose. It's not going to be possible. My answer is, you
Yes,
don't
sir,
have to choose. The yoga will choose you.
Okay, so okay. And Vaisakh, so everyone has their own body limitations. So do you also feel there are some factors we should see before choosing the style of yoga we are going to follow?
No, I totally agree with sir. Like, if you are like, there is this story in the yogic lore, like, which says like essentially yogis can be classified into 4 types: karma yogi, jnana yogi, bhakti yogi, and kriya yogi. So once these 4 yogis were walking in the forest, okay, so like if you are a karma yogi, you do action to reach the ultimate. So he has total disdain for the other kinds of yogi. They're like, these guys are just lazy. They do not want to do anything. A kriya yogi, he works with energy. For them, the other people are fools. They're just, lazy and all that stuff. For a bhakti yogi, who is very devotional, for him, everything is God. What is the need to do all these practices and all? And then there is a jnana yogi, who is fully on intellect, studies, scriptures, and everything. For them, the others are just fools. Without scripture, what is it? So once while they're walking in the forest, it was like a huge storm came. So now they could not find any way to stay. But like the bhakti yogi, he knows all kinds of temples, where the temples are located. So he said, there's a temple nearby, let's go all there, we might find some shelter. So they ran towards the shelter, the temple, and in the middle, they found a deity, a consecrated deity. So, but it was in a dilapidated condition. So they had to gather around together near the deity, to get a little kind of protection from the storm. But the storm was just blowing, and they had to come so close that finally they had to hug each other. At that time, there was a boom, and God appeared. Suddenly, instead of being happy, they were all worried, like, what the hell? We have been doing all kinds of practices, backbending, twisting, working with energy and all this stuff, and you never appeared. But why now? That's when God said, I was just waiting for you fools to come together. So essentially, it is like a car. A car has 4 wheels. You can decide to go with 1 wheel, but it is super effective if you decide to go with 4 wheels. Now, to mix it in the right proportion, you need an ideal teacher. Only a teacher who has access to it can give you a powerful punch in the cocktail. So everyone requires their own kind. Like we all know ourselves. Some like to read, some like to do more action in the world. Like volunteers, we are all volunteers. You are all volunteers. You do karma, you do action out in the world. So that itself is an intense experience. So, but some people like to read, some people like more knowledge. So only the right kind of teacher can, give it to you. And like sir said, if you are ready, yoga will choose you. You do not need to choose yoga.
Yes, okay. We are not even 1/3 of the questions in right now, but it's still fascinating that how much you 3 are giving us right now. So everyone has their own views. I mean, in a good way. I'm saying that. So okay. So the next question is, what is the right age to start doing yoga, and do I need to have any prior experience? Dr. Sridhar sir, can you put light on this?
My teacher said, when the child can use his hands and eat himself, he is ready to do the practice. So that means he says that when the child can understand that you have to raise your hand or bend down, etc., then you can start the yoga practice. So that's one way. And how long can you do that? There's 2 extremes. One is when you can start. Is this answer? That's the answer to your question. my teacher says that as long as you can breathe, you can do your asana practice. So you don't want any restriction, but the asanas may vary with the age and health, etc. But any age, we can always do the practice.
Okay. Ma'am, would you, what age would you actually prefer people start doing the total yoga?
Okay, for total yoga, kid has to be completely 6 years old, so that the skull is being completely closed and their brain development is complete, so that they can understand. I totally advise, because from birth, we use total for kids to develop their nervous system. So I think it won't be a problem for kids to start as early as it is.
And Mr. Vaisakh, as we know, from your MPhil time, you got to know about yoga and you totally changed your career path. So how did you came to know about it in such a later stage, and were you immediately ready to take it up?
It just came to me like I was seeking, but I really didn't know. But life has its own thing. I was very overconfident that I know this. I have a master's, I am doing MPhil and all this stuff, overconfidence. I knew about psychology, I had learned about it theoretically, but I did not have my own mind in my control. I was depressed, I was anxious. So how can I help someone if I myself am stressed out? So I was very honest with myself. Whenever something did not work for me, I used to be very honest. And for me, I was like, I need an external help. This is not working. So that is when, I used to read a lot of books, and Sadhguru's books came to me. So I was not someone who used to believe in gurus or yoga. I was like, this is all fake. But when I attended the program, it just blew me away. And I realized that I did not need to do something huge in life to be happy. Everyone says there's a pursuit of happiness. We need to keep on doing things. But here I was in the class doing just simple things. And I was simply happy sitting there with my eyes closed. And I was like, this can't be real. This is something that I was searching for. And what being through the psychiatric system, having taken antidepressants for a long time, it was not working for me. I'm not against medicines. I'm sure it is required for a lot of people. But for me personally, it was not working. But this was essentially working. So I wanted to reach out to people who might relate with me. So that's when I decided, I need to put out more content. And today is the world of social media. If you want your message to go out there, it's all free. This mobile has more power than anything in the world right now. Earlier, we need to, reach out to news channels. We need to pay them. There was an intermediary if we have any kind of message. But now the cost of entry is zero. If you know to use this, if you can use this, that's it. So that's when, I decided to take the jump and, started putting out content.
Okay, so I'm actually 20 right now, and in my stage itself, I'm reluctant to take anything up new except the academics. So it's actually really fascinating how you were able to change your path. And Shruti, if you're online, can you take up the next few questions?
Yeah, sure. One.
Yeah. No issues.
So, in this pandemic era, where all classes are online, there's no physical supervision. How can we make sure that we learn the right techniques and not injure ourselves while practicing yoga? So, that is.
Dr. Kavitha, can you answer that?
So I would, I don't know how many people have seen people using TikTok, because they are very good nowadays. Generation are really good in copying and dialogue, and speaking it very well in social media. So they're ready to copy the action and ready to copy the dialogue, and they're ready to do the same exact reactions. So our generation are totally depend on the social media and gadgets. So the future is totally into gadget, I see. So the right teacher knows, the right experienced teacher knows that the person who's doing yoga is they know very well that they are doing well or not. But definitely without physical guidance, it's going to be little hard to take classes online. But as per my experience, I do, the basic asanas like breathing pranayama, you can teach them Nasika Mudra, and a few mudras you can teach them online. And when it comes to group class, it's going to be little hard for them because you can't focus on each and every person, whether they're doing it right or wrong. So for that, it becomes more like a physical exercise. So it takes time for us to, for me, especially for me as a yoga tutor, to gain more experience to use this mobile and laptop to continue with the classes. So there are people who are really good in copying, who are really good in understanding the classes. When it comes to basic students, it's going to be little hard for us. And with the right guidance, yes, it can be happen.
Okay. And Dr. Sridhar, so there's this thinking among people that anyone can do breathing yoga. So what's your view in the point of this question, sir? So
you were asking about doing it online?
no, sir. Yeah, online.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the online, as you rightly said, brings in a lot of uncertainty, and we are not very sure about how it is being followed by the student. So what I do is that we have a few group classes, but generally in our institute, we are used to mostly one-on-one, one student and one teacher. So, and we are also doing a few group classes online. So whenever a new student comes, we don't put them in the group class. A new student comes, we want to teach them first one-on-one to make sure that they understand our language. So there are two things. One, to understand what is being said. Number two, and the body to comply with what is understood by the mind. Sometimes they understand, but the body doesn't cooperate. So we have to get through this system of understanding what I'm trying to tell the student, and the student is able to replicate what I want them to do. So first we want to have one-on-one so that we can concentrate on them. And once we are sure that they can follow the instructions, etc., then we can shift them to the group class. And in the group class also, the amount of talking you have to do increases now. Because there is always easy just by showing an action, then get them to duplicate what you're trying to do. So it's very difficult for them to observe the action in online. So what we have to do, we have to do more talking, more instruction, and go much more slower than what we do in a physical class.
Yeah, that's great, sir, actually. So from what you told me, I'm getting a brief of what your sessions would be. So I also wanted to ask, like, is yoga only practice or is there any theoretical part that is important to? So is yoga both a theory and practical?
The practice part, the physical part of yoga is known as asana practice, right? So we are normally when we say yoga, we are generally talking about asana practice. So asana practice is only one part of yoga practice. The yoga practice consists of 8 limbs. What do you call? Ashtanga yoga. Ashta means 8. Anga means limbs. Ashtanga yoga practice. So they are starting from yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So these are the 8 wing practice that yoga advocates to us. And in fact, this the most important book, or the first book, primary book on yoga practice is called Yoga Sutra. And this is written by sage Patanjali. And he has got about 195 sutras in Sanskrit. And these 195, only 3 sutras are allotted to asana practice. Out of 195, 3 sutras for asana practice and 6 sutras for pranayama. And this is the one we have elaborated, and most of the people do asana practice and pranayama. And we consider that to be part of the yoga practice. But yoga practice consists of 8 wings, 8 limbs, and all of them, they're called limbs because they are like parts of the body. It's not that you master one, go to next. The left hand and right hand, they don't grow separately. They all grow together. So these 8 things are called limbs because each one should help the other one to grow. Okay? So, asana practice is to answer to your question is that there are 8 wings of practice that we have, which consist of an yoga practice. And what you're talking about is the asana and maybe a bit of pranayama.
That's great, sir. I think it answers. Thank you. And Mr. Vaisakh Sabu, sir, like, we have seen so many of your YouTube contents and sessions and everything. So I wanted to ask, like, your personal testimony states that yoga had helped you to turn your life around. So can you tell us how the youth can be benefited from attending the session? Like people my age and
see, youth means what is it? We are full of energy, right? We are on fire. We want to do things out in the world, right? So at that time, will it benefit you if you have a stable mind and body? What happens is most of the time we want to do something, our mind does not cooperate, or our body does not cooperate. So most of the time, you know, it's like a car, but it is always in the workshop. You want to do something, but if it is in the workshop, where can it go? So yoga gives you that base to work on. If you want to build a big building, you need a stable base. Then only you can build on it. But what happens to most of us youngsters is we think this is it. We start building, but something or the other hits us in life and we crash down because we do not have a stable base. If you look at it, most youth, everyone, all the people, you know, take up something because they want to do something out in the world. They want to help others. But within themselves, they are not, you know, mentally and physically stable, that they end up doing more harm to the world. There is not much things we have to do in the world. If we just make sure we are very joyful and happy, we will anyway do what is most needed in the world. And what is most needed in the world needs to be done. You know, we might have our own passions and our own things. That is good if we follow. But there are lots of things that are needed out in the world. And if we have that stability, you know, okay, this is what is most needed in the world and I will do it. And we can do it joyful. Not that, oh, it's such a struggle, I have to do this, oh my God. Then it becomes a very tiresome process. So yoga essentially gives you that, whether it's your studies, whether it's your whatever. Today, you know, science proves us that on a day when you're happy, or if you take your personal experience, leave all the research, on a day when you're happy, even if someone curses you, you are okay. You're like, oh, okay, let him curse me, it's fine. But on a day you're a little sad, time just, you know, one day is like an eternity. So only miserable people have a long life. If you are a very happy and joyful person, you will actually live a very short life. So yoga gives you that. Yoga will give you a short life, but the kind of things that you will do it in the world, other people will look at you like, okay, this is something I can't do. But you know, what is this? This is just normal thing. So that is the kind of power that yoga will give you.
That is nicely put. I think it even encourages me. I hope everyone gets inspired by that. Thank you so
Even
much.
I feel
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I think you misconstrued what you said. You said yoga is a short life. I think the statement can be
in our experience.
Out of place.
In our experience, it's a short life. For others, we might be living 80 to 90. But in our experience, time flies so fast. Time is experiential.
That's right. When you say short life, people may misunderstand when you read it in print. So I think that you have to qualify when you say short life. If your life appears to be fast and short. Yes. Not drudgery. It's not a drudgery to live a life. Your life, that's what you're trying to say.
That's great. That's great. Ma'am, so we have seen you have been founder of Total Yoga and you said so much about that and we have seen so many of your sessions. So I just wanted to ask, as there is no greater pressure than health during this current situation, everything. So is there a way to build immunity through yoga?
Yes, you can boost your immunity. You can balance actually. So there are, see, for example, when you do yoga, your body get oxygenated. like you do pranayama, you do asanas. So if you go to your hospital, if you, for example, if you have a problem in your body, if you go to your hospital, what medicine do they give you? Antioxidant, right? They're going to arrest the oxygen. So for that, they're going to give you antioxidant. And so through yoga, you can increase your energy. You can boost your immunity. So each asana gives you, so each flex, when you flex your body, what happens? Your lungs get expanded. Not just your lungs get expanded, your physical muscles and your physical body get expanded. So this one gives you an increase of oxygen level. So this is a basic thing. So when you yawn, what do? You flex your body. So you just flex your body. So your body generally gives you, intimate you to gain more oxygen. So when you yawn, they say you lack oxygen. So this is the basic thing happens to your body. So you can easily boost immunity, not just through yoga, through proper diet. And also I would like to add on, the first question, what you've been asking, what time you can do yoga. There are 3 times called Vadam, Pidam, and Kafam. It's like heat body, cold body, and then the mixture, like air body, a gas. Also, you can call gas. It's a very big subject. I don't want to talk too much about it because you have very big a person to inspire, and a doctor who can be theoretically explaining you so much about this. So normally you need 45 minutes for the heart to pump good blood from bad blood. It's called circulatory system. Everybody knows that heart is the one which pumps the oxygen, which pumps the blood. So it takes 45 minutes for the blood to cleanse it. So in this 45 minutes, during this pandemic situation, I request people to at least do pranayama and basic asanas to flex their body. So not just they physically become immune, physically they become strong, even mentally they become confident. They can understand that their body is breathing. They can understand that their body is reacting. So once the body is reacting, they can know that their body can really work wonder. A simple thing, when you go out, when you drive a vehicle, and you are in a peace, you are in a very peace. All of a sudden, you hear a honk sound, a loud honk sound. How do you react? We react our body like you jerk, or you close your ears, or you react to the sound. Your body react to the sound. So your body react to the fear. Your mind says that, oh my God, it's huge. The sound is unbearable. Your body reacts to it. So your mind has been the master for all of your body. So if your mind says, if you're happy, you react happiness in your face. You smile, or else you do something good. So that is how you react. If your mind is healthy, your body becomes healthy. So to keep your mind healthy and to keep yourself calm, so start reacting with your body. That is how I personally feel.
That's great, actually. So I think after your answer, I think I got an insight. Like, there's always a difference between people that do yoga and that does not do yoga in the health aspect, even in this situation. That was greatly
Yes.
put, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think this is going to help us.
Thank you.
Also, so as all of you are engaged in various philanthropic activities, what do you think is our responsibility towards like helping underprivileged people during this pandemic? What is your opinion on this fundraiser, Mr. Vaisakh? So let's start with you.
Thank you for giving this opportunity. Our first responsibility is that we stay safe and the people around us are staying safe. So with this fundraiser, you are helping me reach out to a lot more people, and I hope this definitely benefits them, and it is immense fulfillment when we can do something for others, especially underprivileged. Being privileged, it's more so I think I'm more responsible to do more things happen in the world, have a good life, a good home. So it makes me more responsible. So the kind of action we can do in the world is very limited, but thank you for this opportunity. Because of you guys, your initiative and the volunteering activities you're doing, it has allowed me to just sit at home and still contribute. So I think that's thank you so much for that.
You also need to thank you so much for coming and joining with us today and everything. So, Dr. Sridhar, can you add on to these questions? So what do you think about this fundraiser and how it's going to contribute in the future?
I'm very happy that you reached out to me because this is an opportunity for me to do something and be happy that I can also contribute something because I'm not in India, I'm far away. I'm my daughter in US. Thanks to the modern technology, we are able to connect easily with each other. And I would like to congratulate you for your initiative. And I'm very happy that I'm part of that and I can help do that. And I also want to say that we also uploaded a video, small one, about 15 minutes. You can see it on our website also, where people can do that, which will help them to breathe better and increase their immunity on this case. And that's what we have said. That it's not that a lot of things people say, wash your hands, keep this, etc. There's more important than that is to build our immunity system so that we are, whatever we do, we always can come contact with this virus in some form or other. So we can take all precautions, but also we should have to build up our defense system so that when it comes, we are able to not allow it to grow in our system. Anyway, thank you for this opportunity. I'm eagerly waiting for my session. And I hope that we're able to raise a sizable amount of money so that you can help others.
Thank you so much for this blessing, sir. And even in a situation like yours, you're still connected with us. Thank you so much for that. And
thank you. Where is your institute? Where is your office or something? Do you have an office or something?
Yeah, our main office is located in Chennai. Bhumi's main
Where?
office is in Chennai. Chennai, it's
Where?
in Chennai. I think it's Alandur.
Yeah, so we have it in Alandur. Alandur near Gindi side.
Alandur, okay, correct.
Alandur.
Right.
Kavitha, ma'am? Ma'am? Yeah, ma'am. So, what do you think about this fundraiser? How do you think it's going to contribute to underprivileged?
This will be more informative for people, and they can really take further, they can really use about this. They can get use about this, and I'm so happy about being a part of it. Thank you so much for getting me into this. I'm really sorry I'm in a hurry. I'm trying to make it quick for you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's very. We have to thank you for connecting even in that busy schedule.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks the opportunity to be in connect with these two people. I'm so happy to connect with Vaisakh and Dr. Sridhar. Thank you so much for being introduced to you both.
Thank you, Kavitha, ma'am.
Thank you.
So actually,
thank you.
Also a thing. Yeah. So before the session for promotional activities, it would be great if you could do some like of yoga for 5 minutes or something and send us a video that we can use. Is that
about me? I mean,
yeah,
you're asking. Okay, sure.
Is it possible?
Sorry, I got to leave. I'm extremely sorry.
No,
so
no
I'll
worries,
make
no
a.
worries.
Contact
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, yes, so would that be possible?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. So that's also one question, one last question. So what do you think will be the biggest takeaway from this workshop, and what do you think people should attend this? So Sridhar sir, could you answer that?
See, there's always two things in this. One is that for those who are not done yoga, this will be a good introduction to them. So they can understand what yoga is about, and they can have a feel of the nectar of yoga so that it will be a good starting point for them. One. Number two, and doing it as a group also has some synergy, and they can feed on each other's energy. It will be a good thing to do it as a group. Number two, and especially during this pandemic when you are at home and there is a physical activity is reduced to bare minimum, I think that some form of activity like asana practice, pranayama, I'm sure will do good in the long run. And of course, during this pandemic, as we said before, it's also going to help you to increase your immunity system in the body so that you can be confident. And one can I say, we have a lot of students, and for me, except one student, nobody has got contracted this virus so far. To me, that it is something which is reinforces our belief in yoga. And almost all my students who are very regular in practice, they are free from this. Probably one, yoga has given them some immunity, and maybe also that it has increased their awareness about health and about themselves. So I think combined both, and people have been free from this virus. And I'm sure that once they learn from us, once they start practicing, it will help them to be more confident about what's happening, because there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety is there around in the air. So I think that this will give you some more confidence here that yes, I'm doing something for my body and I will resist this virus.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great takeaway, confidence and immunity, and for beginners class. So, what's your perspective, Vaisakh?
Oh, I think from this, I hope, mental health is very important, like the kind of awareness that is going on, it's there. But I hope people, associate with me, like they get a context of where I'm coming from, because we can say yoga is good, that, but I personally feel why they watch my content is because there's a context to it. They see me, as a regular guy doing all the things. And for me, it is just documentation of my journey. I only want them to take yoga if they feel it is benefiting me. If it is not benefiting me, what is the use of them taking it up? And I want to actually see them. And the one way with which I do it is through content. So I hope like me sharing my journey inspires, or, at least gets them to understand, like, okay, he's just a regular guy. I'm not some big guy coming out from the mountain. I do not have a cave up there. I'm saying I just have a room, a little place to do my yoga, and it's giving me so much. And I hope they get the context that yoga is a powerful, empowering tool. It is not that, it will take away my time with my friends, family. But I hope they understand that if I do it, the involvement that I have, because everyone has the idea that, yoga means detachment. I have to go away from society and do this. But yoga is not that. It is about union. It is about full-on involvement. And I hope it genuinely connects. Me sharing my story genuinely connects with them. And also I hope, one of the mental health is like people are suffering a lot. So I hope, I'm able to do a small session of Isha Kriya, because which will give them a distance from their body and mind. Because right now, all of us are so associated with our body and mind. Like, it's our body. It's just like, let's say I buy a shirt from a shop. I say, this is my shirt. That is fair. This is my shirt. I bought it. But the moment I say, this shirt is me, people will think I'm crazy. How can this shirt be you? But that is how we are right now. I say, Vaisakh is this body. But let's say my body, I was so small when I was born. I ate so much food and I accumulated it to be so big. So this body is something that me, my name, Vaisakh. And after that, people, society, friends put on their idea. So again, that is something accumulated. But right now, Vaisakh is the body and mind. So, but the moment we get a little distance from the body and mind, it is the end of suffering. Mental health, this will all naturally come. So I hope, not just the talk, I'm able to give them a tangible tool, because we can inspire people, we can motivate people. But at the end of the day, if you do not give them tools, it's of no use. We all have seen a little bit of self-help videos. We feel a little bit motivated, but after some time it just goes away. But if you can energetically pump yourself up, even if you're not motivated, it will just happen. So I hope a few people at least get that from the session.
That's a very good line, sir. We would like to use that for promotions.
So I don't think there's one takeaway from this workshop, but there's so many. So we thought that would be one, but we're talking to you too, so it seems like we have so many takeaways from this workshop.
Thank you so much. You guys are very happy and cheerful. That's awesome. We need more people like that.
Thank you.
So,
Shalan, would you like to conclude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shalan?
Yes.
Shalan, would you please conclude?
Yes. So I've been having some internet issues. So I was silently listening to what you've been saying all this time, and honestly, I'm very, very, very impressed. I'm very glad that we have all these esteemed guests on board for our event, and
And I'm very excited for the event which is going to come up on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And we are hoping a lot of people are going to attend. And I would like to personally thank all the speakers. Kavitha ma'am is not with us right now, and I'm very happy that you took time out of your busy schedules and joined us today in this very beautiful Saturday morning. Thank you so much. And with that, I think we would end our session for the day. But okay. Yes. And also, I would
Thank
like to
you.
thank, yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Vaisakh. Thank you, Mr. Sridhar. And
Thank you,
also, I would
sir.
like to thank Yashwant and Gurupriya for taking up the initiative and hosting the event in such an awesome manner. We are very happy to have you as volunteers, and we are also looking forward to I'm personally looking forward to working all of you very soon. So thank you and have a very good day, sir.